Look at that. It's a beautiful sighting. White-tailed mongoose. Even though you're seeing this animal in black and white because of the infrared lights, the body and the animal is pretty much the same color that you see it now. Sort of a greyish black coat and then a sort of a white-grey tail. There we can see some natural behavior as well. Fantastic. It's just digging in under the grass there. Obviously maybe a little insect or grub or something that he heard or smelt down there. Beautiful animal. Now again, maybe a little difficult to judge the size of it, but it's about the size of a very large house cat. Trying to put it into a perspective for like a sort of a large small dog, if that makes any sense. A bit bigger than a Jack Russell. Look at that. You can see the stronger back legs, front legs used more for digging and so on, obviously when they're walking around as well, but interesting body shape. Digging in there using the nose as well to locate what it's digging for. This is awesome. Could never ever see this in a normal spotlight.
I think this must be one of the better sightings we have had with white-tailed mongoose.
Yeah, I think it's already my best. We had a beautiful sighting a while back that I was with Rex, but this one, in terms of it being open, you can see it even down to the little paws and the feet. If you look very carefully, maybe when those feet move, you'll see they've got quite long nails for digging. And then Alex, yeah, that digging we just saw now was cool, huh? Just the behavioral aspect is very interesting as well. Also interesting little team building exercise, Alex, driving like this. You know where they do it, where they blindfold someone and then the rest of the team have got to tell the person left hand down, right hand down and something like that. It's a little bit like that, just a bit more technology involved. I have to admit the evolutionary purpose of that tail I don't know. Maybe if it gets very cold it can cuddle up to it. You'll probably find that there was some kind of breeding logic to it. In other words, that females preferred males with big tails and males preferred females with big tails. You can see how it's using its nose low down to the ground the whole time, so obviously scent is a very, very important part of this animal's food finding ability. It's got very good hearing as well. But certainly the nose plays a very big role. Also quite a pointy face, so it means that if it is digging, it can stick the nose down the hole that it's digging and smell if the food is still close by and then dig more. You also see from the body design, if it is busy digging a hole, the nose and the front feet can be very close together without too much effort. Let's try and get a bit closer, Alex, just to get the light's range better. Just aware of us, I think we're quite close now, it's difficult to judge. Probably 20 meters or so. Yeah, I would say this is by now our best sighting ever. This is awesome. Now, just to put this in perspective, having spent a lot of time guiding as well, I've seen a fair amount of white-tailed mongoose. And occasionally you get them and they're just in a specific mood where they don't mind the spotlight too much and you see them walking around a bit. Inevitably they disappear or they run off. But I've never seen one eat something like that, for instance. They just suddenly caught something there, or digging a hole, and the natural behavior, the aspect that comes forward now, is very special. Close. Oh, this is cool. He's digging. What's his plan there? Show me the front again quickly, please. That's that. Alright, let's stop here again. Must have heard something. You saw it's like stops, whichever foot is in the area at the time doesn't even put, oh, there we go. There you see how the sensors really come to play for nocturnal animals. Using that nose low down, looking for things to dig out. But then if it hears something, it stops, listens, comes over and catches it. So it can catch little insects, smaller, I'm sure it'll catch little mammals, and I know they eat frogs, for instance, amphibians as well, all kinds of small prey. It'll catch things that are running around on the surface, locating those mainly by hearing, also sight obviously. And then it'll also dig out things under the ground, using its mainly the scent. Hearing again to an extent, but mainly scent to locate those. Let's follow it. Brilliant. Imagine this little creature. For us it's maybe easy to imagine to an extent, obviously not to the full aspects of it, but you can imagine sort of what the day-to-day life of an elephant is, or a lion or a leopard, just because we spend as much time as we can, us at WildEarth, but obviously just in general as well, as research have gone, we've studied the bigger mammals quite well. Imagine the life of a white-tailed mongoose. This animal is probably 4 or 5 years old, if not more. It has in its time seen its fair share of elephant and lion and leopard. It's probably been chased by a few, it's had to fight with other things, and all kinds of experiences, walking around every night like this. Nose to the ground, ears alert, eyes alert, looking for food. You can imagine the kind of adventures this animal has had already. So he's going to head out the way, right in front of us now. That? The bat, something flying through the air. Thank you, Jan, and thank you for the responses we're getting. I didn't think anyone was too bored, but it's lovely to hear people are really enjoying this. I'm having, this is such a different thing. We've seen it catch a few things already now. Eating, it was just eating another bug there. Yeah, this is certainly a view into the night. This is really what infrared kind of behavior we're seeing at the moment. Seems to be doing pretty good where it's at the moment. It's eaten a few things there already. Maybe some smaller insects, termites even, who knows. Excuse me. Reminds me a little bit, even though it doesn't, there's a lot of things that aren't similar, but a little bit in the way it moves and feeds. Reminds me a little bit of a raccoon, which is an animal I know very little of course a North American animal, but I've always been fascinated by them. Raccoons just look like they could be a lot of fun to watch for a while. Oh.